Staring at herself in the mirror on the restroom door. Voices in her head that mirror what she's heard before.
Hey my loves, I hope you guys are having an awesome Thursday evening. I'm just stopping in for the relaunch of today's Testimonial Thursdays. I haven't done this in yonkers, guys. So I just felt like I wanted to get back into the routine of that. I felt like I fell off a little bit in terms of being able to give acknowledgement, I guess, to the higher powers that be. And I really wanted to be able to kind of like reintroduce this into my process. And having the obligation, I think my shadow didn't necessarily care for it too much. But having the obligation to actually like have a segment that is a part of my business structure where I come here on Thursdays and just like break shit down for you guys, for lack of a better way of putting it, that was dope. That was keeping me in check in terms of making sure that my relationship with God is in a place of acknowledgement. And since I've kind of like fallen off these, it hasn't always been a place of acknowledgement. I'll put it like that, in a positive way, because shadows have a way of being able to acknowledge God, just not in the way that the light does. It's usually, you know, just very discombobulated, let's put it like that. It's usually trying to blame for something or disappointed about something and wanting to point fingers and stuff. So I just figured it would do my soul some good purpose to be able to come back into this space and just kind of like reintroduce this aspect of what our time on social media actually sort of means, guys. And it's also a great way for me to kind of like give you guys a little bit of an insight into myself, again, just giving you guys another layer of my multifaceted being. I know I don't get as much engagement as I would like to just yet, but I can see this growing. I'm putting that intention out there, guys. I'm sure the universe has just caught that. So yeah, before I sort of like ramble on, I am going to sort of put this up on my YouTube video and my YouTube channel as well. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, definitely be sure to give me a thumbs up and let me know how you like this content, because it's like a whole thing that doesn't really get to become a thing, but it's going to be a thing. We're working on that right now. My phone just, you know, had an incoming, so I received that as a message from the universe to say that this is going to be a thing. So if you feel like you would like to comment down below as well and let me know what the last week has been teaching you about you, like what are some of the things that God has been showing you in the last week of your life? You know, shit, maybe you want to go even further back and give us 2020 to now, because we've been through so much. But definitely comment down below and let us know just your testimony of how God has been working his magic, intentions, and grace over your life, you know. So that being said and put out the way, I want to be able to just kind of like give you guys some insight. I can't remember the last Testimonial Thursday that I actually did because it was so long ago. My bad, guys. Pisces, we tend to be a little bit flaky sometimes, but I'm working on that. That's one thing that God has been doing for me. He's been helping me to really work on refining my personality. So we're diving straight into it, guys. I love this. Okay. So in the last week or so, I've really been diving into another aspect of really navigating through my relationships. I feel like God really helped me to see a little bit more. Hey, beautiful. God really helped me to see a little bit more about the areas that I was falling short in terms of my romantic relationships and my family dynamics. And I feel like what I learned from those two aspects of I guess those pieces or those fragments of myself, what I learned from the version of me in those two relationships, I actually have now started to implement that a little bit in terms of my friendships. And do you know what's interesting about this, right, guys? Because you know, like, you think that you're a certain type of way, and then you try to communicate certain things to people, and then it seems like you guys are having combative energy. And a lot of the times we're like quick to point the finger and say that they're the issue, but we don't necessarily like stop and think, what is it that I did to actually kind of like warrant that kind of energy? What was going on inside of me? So God's taking me there this week. Oh God. That has been interesting, actually. That has been really interesting to kind of like see how the old parts of myself has fled up. That's probably the best way that I can put it. Like, new me is here. New me is ready to be able to just engage in an open dynamic. That's my house phone, guys. Don't worry about it. New me is here to really just kind of like give a different representation of myself, right? And then old me just kept showing up. It felt like, I'll tell you what it felt like, guys, right? It felt like there was parts of myself that was like being exposed. And in old life, okay, in old life, I would take that as a negative, and I would basically point back and point the finger, and just like really like pointing out more so what other people are doing. And what I said, you know, at the start of this is that I've really been sort of like working on myself in terms of my romantic relationships and my family dynamics, and bringing that version of myself over into my friendships as well. And what I've been doing is like literally asking for constructive feedback and criticism, because I think sometimes people get a little bit on edge when it comes to receiving constructive criticism, because one, they haven't asked for it, so they're not as receptive to it, and two, don't nobody want to hear some like negative shit about themselves, right? But that being said, I welcome it, because I know that I'm not perfect. I know that I'm only human, and I know that my human is helping my soul to really transcend certain low vibrations of myself. So I wanted to be able to understand more about the behavioral traits and patterns of my low vibrations of myself, and what that's like for other people experiencing that part of me. And God has really like taken me deep into that this week, which I'm grateful for. He's been dope, I should say, depending on what you believe. But it's been dope being able to just get more of an understanding of how I show up in my relationships, maybe how I'm misaligned in my own intentions as well. He's taught me a lot about my communication. God, do you know what, like, a lot of the times I assume, oh, but why do people get offended by that? Like, what have I said? Or sometimes I listen to feedback when people are like, you know, listen to what this person said. And I was like, I don't get it. Like, why is that something that's so triggering? But everybody has their temperature levels. So I'm getting better at doing temperature checks. Praise Jesus, hallelujah. Okay, because God's been making sure that that's the thing. Impulsive Shakima, that's one of my personalities that I'm like really kind of like reining in at the minute and figuring out how to refine her. So God's been helping me work on that at the minute. And then authenticity. Oh my God, y'all. So I am literally the way that I am all the time behind the scenes. But I don't know, like it's been tricky being able to give you guys all of me in what it is that I do, because there's so many layers and there's so many shapes of me. And it's like now I'm actually seeing just being not myself, because it's not to say that I haven't been myself. It's just I've like basically, if I'm doing readings, I'm that version of myself. If I'm doing something else, I'm that version of myself. But what I'm doing now, and God's kind of like helped me to be able to integrate those parts of myself in more of a positive dynamic, is to, even if I am doing readings, man, like this is a girl you guys are going to get. Do you know what I mean? If I'm doing a psychoanalysis on a TV show that I'm watching, this is a girl that you're gonna get, you know? I wasn't sure how to introduce my ratchet aspects. I'm Jamaican, BTW, born and bred. So I got a little bit of ratchet up in here. And it was, you know, it's difficult to be able to like figure out how to introduce that part of myself to the world and still be like perceived as this like spiritual person who is on their journey, like, you know, doing bits. So that's actually been really good and really interesting. It's more comfortable actually, because I don't have to like force out ratchet Shakima when I'm trying to be different version Shakima, which is sometimes I'm like, because I'm quite articulate and I channel a lot of the information. I know I may seem intellectual, but a lot of the stuff that I put across comes from source intelligence. So it's been tricky being able to kind of be a representative for my spiritual community and source, and actually still be myself. So I think I finally found like a nice little sweet spot this week, which I'm grateful for, and I'm happy about that because it's just so much easier being myself, like my full self, in the fullness of myself, and not just separating and fragmenting myself because that's what works for that moment. I mean, if you're not going to be able to accept all of me, like, that's cool. Not to say that it's your problem. Shit, maybe I may not be your cup of tea. That's cool. You know, it's no hard feelings. But I'm actually okay with just being able to kind of like just do what it is that I'm doing. And I feel like that's what God has really given me the bestest lesson in this week. And I'm so grateful, eternally grateful. He's taught me basically how to speak up for myself without being offensive, or try not to be offensive. He's also taught me this week how to how to just be able to reflect on myself and who I am as an individual and how I show up in the world and how my impact on the world can ripple out into other areas as well. You know, he's really taught me about observing the seeds that I've planted thus far, and he's teaching me so much more, you know, so much more. So I'm intrigued to see how the rest of this week kind of unfolds, because I feel like he has been showing up as well, answering a lot of my prayers. Like, he's been really letting me know that he's on my side. Because honestly, when I fell off this, my shadows, because like I said, there's very many layers to me. My shadows had been telling the story in a narrative, from the narrative that, you know, God doesn't care about certain things that I care about, you know, in terms of the material world, or God doesn't care to make sure that it's okay in certain ways. When I say it, I mean me, like that part of myself is okay in certain ways. So it's great that God has basically like been working anyways, despite what my shadow's perspective of the situation is. But it's great that my shadow can finally catch up to the work that God has been doing all along anyways. So that has been dope. I don't know. You guys let me know how the Pisces New Moon has been treating you, because that was quite emotion. That was quite emotion. Obviously, we've got March season at the minute. If you guys haven't seen the Pisces Voices reading for the month of March, then definitely head over to my other page with my beautiful soul sister, Soul Paradise 222. Oh my god, beautiful. I literally just mentioned you about Pisces Voices. I was just saying, if they haven't sort of like checked out this March reading, they should definitely go over there and sort of like check it out. So definitely do that, beautiful people. That's been a great sort of insight to be able to prepare for this chapter that God's actually really unfolding. What I would say is, like, it gives you an opportunity to see what's going on in terms of like collective, and it also gives you an opportunity to see what's going on in terms of romance as well, because that's really helped me personally to be able to like prepare for my heart chakra opening, like my divine masculine energy. So when I was speaking about, you know, being able to be more receptive and stuff, that's my divine masculine energy, kind of learning how to kind of not necessarily feminize itself, but it's kind of learning how to be expansive and being a little bit more open, because sometimes the masculine energy of doing can be a little bit rigid. You know, we get in our minds a little bit. So in that space, it's actually, this might be a thing as well, by the way, guys. Like, I may just be like doing my onesie until maybe it's like full on summertime, or until the weather's like actually decent. So don't watch that. Yeah, I feel like that kind of set the tone and got me into the space where I was like, okay, cool, like, bring on March. I'm cool, I'm ready for it. And because I'd already been working on myself for like literally the last several years, I can't even say months, weeks, or whatever, I've actually, like, I have to give credit to myself. You've been doing your thing. I would do that even if I wasn't in this space, like, for real, guys. Because it's important to pay acknowledgement to self and accomplishments. My shadow spends so much time like bringing down my esteem with all of its like negative narratives of my experience. Is good for me to be able to take some time to appreciate the things that my human's doing. But yeah, like, that's been really, really good to be able to pre-prep for what's actually unfolding. I hope 2021 is actually really treating you guys well, man, because it seems like this is a turning point. Like, actually, you know, when you're going through like turning points, I'm seeing like the Wheel of Fortune here, right? And when it's in reverse, it's like there's so many restrictions, there's so many factors to the situation that you may not be able to control. And it's like you're going through this turning point, but you have to let the universe kind of like go through certain how can I put it? You have to let the universe basically handle certain parts of what it is that you're manifesting, right? And certain aspects of it are outside of your control. But it's like, it feels more so like 21 is when that Wheel of Fortune is moving from being in reverse to going upright. And you can actually like start to live in like the abundant blessings of this good luck, this pot fortune that you're sort of like coming into. So I hope that 2021 has been treating you guys great thus far. I know that we have a lot going on in terms of the climate at the minute. These are the necessary sacrifices that we have to make for this turning point in our reality as a collective. So I hope that that hasn't been taking too much of a toll on you. And yeah, let me know how the Pisces New Moon has been treating you guys, because it's been quite an emotional one, actually, in terms of the shadow side. Because we have to bear in mind, like, Pisces is the 12th house, so it's all about, like, subconscious, the subconscious realms of thoughts and feelings, like things that aren't said, things that aren't always acknowledged. Again, I just got like the incoming, you know what it is, like the guys are constantly out here talking. Even when they're talking through me, they're actually talking to you guys as well, to let you guys know like what they're talking about is some shit. But yeah, I'd say it's one of those things where I forgot my train of thought. So I'm gonna try and like catch back that channel of thought. I may just move on to the next thing, but it's really been one of those years that's going to help us to be able to kind of just check on the external projections of ourselves. You know, it's new beginnings, like 2021, like really new beginnings. How are we going to create these new beginnings? Like, what are we going to do differently with the Pisces New Moon that we've just had, breaking down the layers of what's going on in our subconscious mind? It's really now the time for you to be able to implement new seeds and plant new seeds in your subconscious mind. So let me know what new seeds as well. Comment down below, guys, and let me know what new seeds you're planting for this Pisces New Moon, how that's been going, how the challenges and disruptions to the seed has been going thus far, like how you're planning to cultivate and nurture the seed as you kind of like move forward. Definitely that would be dope to hear your sort of like feedback on how that's been sort of going for you guys, because I know that this Pisces New Moon is going to be very, very instrumental in the unfolding of 2021. Like, a lot of the stuff that we're kind of like purging out now is really going to help us to be able to ground for 2021. So I hope that you guys are ready for this stuff. And if you guys are obviously watching this on my YouTube channel, I'll be able to plug something for Pisces Voices where you can get to see the actual reading for the month of March, so that you can basically pre-prep yourself as well. I know we're like 18 days in. It's like the 18th today, right? Not with it like that, guys. I'm not so much on you know, keeping track of the dates all the time, because it's very, very blurry in here. I'm sure a lot of you guys can agree with that, depending on where you are with your own journey. But yeah, man, I'm gonna be able to really start conversating and engaging with you guys. I wanted to be able to like let you guys know about this space as well, because I guess in April, I'm really going to start rolling out Testimonial Thursdays on my YouTube channel as well, where I'll be able to do readings for you guys. It won't be free readings, y'all, because this is a business at the end of the day. I used to do that before on Fridays, but I'm actually going to be doing Testimonial Thursdays on my YouTube channel, where you guys can actually like give me a testimonial like throughout the week, to let me know how my reading and prophecies are actually manifesting in your life as well. So that's something that's super, super exciting. Looking forward to that. You guys pencil that in on your schedules, because that should be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what awesomeness you guys bring up for me as well. I haven't quite decided on the semantics of how I'm going to do that just yet, because I'm still working on getting to 1,000 subscribers. So support your girl, guys. Support your girl. If I've got 1,000 subscribers, then I could just do what I'm doing via the Cash App, but it's a little bit more complicated than that at the minute because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. So look out for that to come in April, because I'm probably going to be plugging the announcement for that somewhere here on IG, because you guys are my peeps, man. Y'all are my soul family. Like, I've been here on IG for a minute, and like social media is really not my thing. Like, I'm not really a social media type person. Which is probably why you guys don't get as much as you would like from me, because I'm very much sort of like, I live in my own little bubble. But what I will say is that I'm going to alter that as well, so you guys can look forward to that. Like, Organized Shikima is coming to play, y'all. That should be fun. I'm Virgo rising, so I am able to organize. Being a Pisces sun, like cusp of Aquarius Pisces sun, just doesn't... Organization isn't really something that I'm motivated by. I'm more motivated by the movements of life, based on that aspect of myself. So I really want to be able to just get some stuff in place for you guys, and then we can really just kind of like build on this family that we're sort of having at the minute and let it grow and expand, so yeah, man, I just wanted to stop into the space to just like, all thanks and praise be to God, man. He's literally like showed up so much for me so far in 2021 and even prior to that. But I just wanted to come into the space and let Boss Man know, like, yo, I dig what you're doing. 100% dig what you're doing. I like what you're doing in terms of refining my character. I asked you for the change from within myself. I even was having a conversation with God the other day where I was like, because I was in my shadow, right? And this was like maybe like a good few weeks ago. I was saying that I don't want to feel like this anymore. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to feel like this anymore. And he did that for me. Like, God did that for me. He took me through navigating through the shadows. And I'm getting emotional on the inside because he genuinely did it. I asked him to help me to purge my darkness, and help me to be able to alchemize a lot of my shadows. And that's what he did for me. That hateful, bitter, resentful part of myself is going through a process of transcendence. It's going through a process of being purified. And praise Jesus, hallelujah, that has been what's up. That's been what's up. So yeah, man, I hope that God has been doing the same for you guys. Like, I know that he has, but I hope that you guys are like at the place that I am with it, where I'm just so grateful and appreciative of it because I asked for it. That's the difference. So if you didn't ask for it and God is doing it for you anyways, mashallah, brother or sister. Like, I'm glad to see that God is working his favor over your life. It may not feel like the best situation right now, but there will come a point where this process will become your testimony. So whatever it is that you're going through right now, whatever darkness you're navigating through, whatever dark night of the soul that God is taking you through, so that you can be in the light of your true nature of yourself, so that you can draw closer to him. Honestly, like, my prayers go out to you for the darkness that you're navigating through, and it also goes out to you for the light that will be restored in you through this process that God is taking you through. So thank you, man. Thank you, guys. I'm going to stop talking because I didn't want to make this too long. And I feel like I've been on a rant already for a little bit. But just thank you guys for making it an option for me to even, and when I say you guys, I mean you guys, soul family, but I also even mean IG, I mean YouTube, I mean the aspect of the internet in general, social media in general. Like, I'm not really a social media kind of person, but I understand the benefits of it, and these are some of the things that it's able to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can come into this space and really just have a conversation with you guys and let you guys know like what the hell I've been navigating through in the last few months since I basically fell off this, and now that I'm back on, let's see how the process unfolds with that. Let's see. I'll definitely keep you guys posted. But I hope you guys are having an awesome 2021 so far. I hope the Pisces New Moon is really helping you guys to plant those new seeds in your subconscious mind, so that you can elevate your vibration, your consciousness, your spirit, your ability to be able to receive information in different ways as well. Like, I just pray for so much over your lives, yeah, man, like I'll see you guys next Thursday, so I can let you guys know what God has been doing for me then as well. And I can just come in here and give you guys me. You know, I feel like when I used to do this before, I had my notes ready. I was giving you guys a representative of me because that's the person that I wanted you guys to see as far as the person that was going to be giving you me. But now I'm just like, you know what? This is Shakima, like all day long. And if you like it, great. If you don't, that's okay too. I'm not gonna, you know, tick all the boxes for everyone. And I don't have to give a representative that will do that for whatever it is that I'm doing. So God's really been helping me to work through that aspect of myself. And you guys can let me know how you're liking this, Shakima. Because you guys probably are used to the other person that is very filtered, and I don't know how I even did that, can I just say, guys, because I have like literally no filter. Like I have no filter. That's why I'm able to channel information in the way that I do. What I do have is an ability to be able to refine myself. So you'll find me like trying to figure out how to say certain things. So I'm glad that I could do that for as long as I did, but that's not really who I am, man. Like I have no bloody filter. I'm really very open, and I'm a little bit ratchet, and I'm okay with that. Like it's okay. Whoever likes it, you know, I love them for that. Who don't like it, you know, it's cool. Like maybe in another life, Ratchet Shakima is your cup of tea. Okay, on that note, my loves, I'm gonna love you guys and leave it there for you guys. Thank you guys for joining me for Testimonial Thursdays. This has been fun. And yeah, just stay tuned for all the awesomeness that's about to unfold. Definitely comment down below and let me know how the year has been treating you guys thus far, how this Pisces New Moon has been treating your process of subconscious healing thus far. Yeah, like I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys are watching this on my YouTube channel, definitely be sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you liked, you know, my vibe and you want to be a part of the tribe, subscribe. Damn, like we'd love to have you. Shit, like if this is your thing, I'd love to have you as a part of the team. And yeah, just kind of like comment down below and let me know all of the awesome stuff that we've been talking about. Okay, my loves, I am going to see you guys all next Thursday, and until then, mwah, take care. God bless.
They said to hold her back, they never seem to leave her head and tend to keep her mind at war.